Hi guys, how we all doing? Welcome back to the channel. This is not a reaction, but it is a video that a lot of people are definitely probably going to be interested in watching. I've had so much attention already, people saying thank you very much for getting this guy on. We both share pretty much a common ground, if you like, of what's been going on with the company that we will definitely be getting into today. But I am joined today by Toby, who you may or may not know. I will let him explain, but is Tokenseden online. In my opinion, probably the best Vessel cosplayer out there. But I'm going to hand over to him. I want to let him tell his full story. I've already agreed. I'm going to give my audience and my platform to him to get his story out there. So, Toby, thank you very much for joining me. And yeah, floor's yours.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah. So, I mean, if I go right back to the very beginning, obviously cosplay was sort of, I mean, if I go back like 2 years, it's something I would never have imagined ever doing, if that makes sense. I just randomly, like after lockdown, was scrolling through TikTok one day, came across, like, it was originally like Call of Duty cosplayers. And I was like, I'm really into Call of Duty at the time. Sort of like, I was really curious as to what this was. I was like, wow, cosplayers are making like TikTok videos now and all this sort of stuff. So naturally, I was like, fuck it, I'll start doing it, whatever, because I was bored. But without getting too deep, one of the main reasons why I started doing it is because I sort of went through like a real bad sort of like breakup with my ex-girlfriend, and I needed like a new hobby. And when I went through like I said, without getting too deep, when I went through counselling, they always sort of like say, look, meet new people, do new things, like dive into new stuff, whatever. And it just became like a snowball from there, really. I started obviously doing cosplay, and then that's when obviously, like, I'm sure with loads of you guys as well, like Sleep Token can resonate so much with like basically any aspect of your life. And obviously, like, I really like the songs like Missing Limbs resonated with me a lot. Even like High Water and stuff like that. And I just thought, oh wow, okay, well, I'll start doing Sleep Token stuff. Like, there wasn't really many people doing it at the time, so I thought, right, I'll do that. And then I mean, fast forward like a year later, obviously I grew like the massive channel and whatnot, and Sleep Token have just grown so much over that period of time as well. So I think I almost grew with the band in a weird way. Obviously being English helps as well. but
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's sort of where it started. And then obviously, unfortunately, it came to what it's come to. But yeah, we can obviously explain that a bit more detail. But that's basically the start of the story. So yeah, like, so I just go straight into the whole situation now, or
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
whatever you want, yeah, in your own words, like, just, there you go.
So I mean, it's very bittersweet for me at the minute, obviously, because like for all you guys that followed me, I was a massive fan of Sleep Token. Like, I first started listening to them sort of around I think it was like 2017, 2018, when he had the sundowning mask. Basically, I was a massive fan of a band called Issues. They opened for them on the Beautiful Oblivion tour, and then back then I remember hearing the Summoning for the first time, and I was like, or the Offering, sorry. I was like, wow, this is a really cool song, and obviously it like hit hard from the beginning. Obviously, like, real catchy intro, and I just sort of originally they were a band that I sort of like. There was one or two maybe songs that I really loved, and then I didn't really like delve into them too much. Then obviously Take Me Back to Eden came out, and they were just, I was absolutely blown away by them. But yeah, and then obviously the whole like cosplay side of things, I went into that, and loads of my friends were like, "Oh, you should start doing like TikTok videos, like properly do lives, all this sort of stuff." So started doing that, and I've met so many cool people through doing it, and obviously in that kind of scene, like I said, many of you will understand that you all kind of like push each other. You all like take inspiration from each other. You all like sort of do like collaboration videos, all this sort of stuff. And then obviously, as Sleep Token grew, the Summoning obviously became almost like a meme song during the solo. And obviously Vessel would do like goofy stuff and all this sort of stuff. And that's very much sort of my personality. So like for those of you that know me like outside of the cosplay realm and stuff, like I'm quite a goofy guy and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, do you know what? For me, obviously, if you want to like push like the views, all this sort of stuff, you have to do different things. So I was like, right, okay, what's a really like mundane kind of thing that you'd see Vessel do on a day-to-day basis? Oh, I know, I'll go walk my dog. So obviously I did that video where essentially I walk out my front door with my dog Lexi, and then obviously you see me like do like I walk down the pavement, come back, and then obviously play over in the garden and whatnot. And then there was like, it was actually, I say it was luck, but obviously it wasn't luck because it hurt. But obviously I threw the ball to her and she sort of hits it, and it hits me like square in like square between my legs. And obviously that was like the video that like, I think from that one video, I think I got about 30,000 followers just from that one video alone. Because obviously you see like the statistics and stuff. And that's obviously the video that kind of like, but obviously like with Sleep Token, they've grown at such a quick rate where it's just almost become like unfathomed in the music industry. My account grew so quickly that I didn't really understand. I was still like, even now, I'd still class myself as like a novice to do like with all this understanding and whatnot, because I just really don't. It really grew so quickly, and everything's happened so fast that you kind of you see yourself as just kind of normal guy and whatnot, and then next thing you know, you're getting messages. Oh, like, do you do like weddings and stuff like that? And I'm like, what weddings? And like people were asking me if I could like dress as Vessel to the weddings and all this sort of stuff. It's so crazy. So honestly, like the journey I've been on, it's just been absolutely crazy. But it does come with its sort of bad sides as well. So obviously, like originally, my plan with it all was never to show my face, because obviously the faster my channel grew, I was like, I don't really feel comfortable with showing my face. But it got to the point where people literally thought that I was Vessel, and I was like, look, I love this band so much that I don't want to ever cause trouble with anyone, anything, whatever. Like I said, probably the easiest thing I can do right now is post a video explaining, look, I'm not Vessel. This is me. My name's Toby, whatever. And also there was another reason why I had to do that, was because there was this one fan, I can't remember, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but they basically created this really like parasocial like relationship with me, where we were like good friends at the time, and then little did I know they actually thought I was Vessel, and I was like, okay, this is like broaching really like weird territory right now. And I sort of said to them, look, like I've explained to you so many times, like, I'm not Vessel. I don't have any affiliation to the band. Like it states on my profile, I'm a cosplayer. It states I've got no affiliation to the band. My name's on there, and like I can't sing for another thing, and I feel like it's within both our best interests, like for my mental health, your mental health, that we just sort of call it a day. I then got a message probably about 2 weeks later from one of her friends, sort of saying like, oh, just to let you know, I thought I'd let you know that like they're no longer here. And I was like, what do you mean? And they said like, oh, like they're no longer sort of like with us and whatnot. Obviously, like I can't say like the words and whatever, but and it turns around that they were just sort of trying to con me into thinking that something had happened and it hadn't and whatnot. And I just thought, this is just crazy, man. And like, so yeah, like you say, it comes with like bad sides to it all and whatever, but mostly good. Then obviously I started doing like Comic Cons and stuff. I'm actually going to one. I'm going over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if anyone's going to MCM Comic Con London, I'll be there. But yeah, so I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, obviously like, and then obviously going to like Comic Cons and whatever. So many people like even would. So like there was this one person that would flew over from Sweden to meet me. Two of my closest friends actually started following me from like day one. They're from America. They're flying over from Florida to come to the Comic Con with us as well. So like I said, there's been so many good times from obviously doing all this and whatnot, and even like meeting new people, like experiencing the things I've experienced, like going to the listening party and obviously experiencing even in Arcadia for the first time, like with all these people I didn't have a clue who they were, and whatnot. And yeah, so it's been an absolutely wild journey. Hopefully it carries on. But unfortunately, obviously my account got banned. So starting from there, I suppose, the reason why I got banned was essentially it was almost a mistake that Rico admitted they made. Obviously, like saying like we can like talk about a name Rico, right? Or
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
yeah, I was like, that's
countless
the point of
videos.
the video. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, so effectively what happened was, and this is where I don't really sort of understand, because from obviously like sources and stuff, like I had reason to believe that like the band really enjoyed what I did. Obviously, like I'd met so many people who are like sort of within sort of certain areas of like the community and whatnot, and they all said like confirmed it and whatever. Randomly one day I woke up in the morning. I like, you know, when you have that moment where you think like just sort of wake up and just sort of make sure if you know what's going on and whatnot. I went on Instagram and I was like, account suspended, and I was like, which one? And I originally I thought it was my private account. I was like, okay, that's a bit confusing. First of all, obviously it comes out with like an appeal page, so I appealed it because I thought, oh, this must be a mistake or whatever. But like literally waking up first thing, I was like, I didn't even think twice. So I clicked appeal, and then immediately it came back as appeal denied through my email address. Tracking back actually a little bit, I never had any strikes on my account. So the email that I received essentially said that you've been warned multiple times that if you continue, blah, 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 like you'll be banned. I had no strikes on my account. I had, obviously, because you get warnings if you have like strikes or whatever. I had 0 strikes. I had no like concerns, so to speak. Otherwise, like common sense would lead you to make changes, wouldn't it? You think, right, okay, well, if I am doing something wrong, I'll stop doing that, whatever. So obviously my account was banned. I then you get like the report that says like copyright complainant, sleep token. So immediately I'm like, oh fuck, I've really pissed the band off. But in my head I was like, I'm so confused. And at the bottom it says as Rico Management or something like that, like email address. So obviously I emailed them and sort of said like, what's going on? Like, I've been banned. Can you explain the situation? And they never gave me an explanation whatsoever. Then I didn't even get a response. So at that point, obviously, like I've got a few friends who are like close to the management and whatnot. They reached out to them and they explained that no, this shouldn't have happened. We've explicitly told Rico to not go after cosplayers, to not go after like art, people that create artwork, tattoos, all that sort of stuff. And then that's when I sort of they essentially almost forced Rico to respond to me. I then got a response saying something to the effect of, "Hi, we've been in touch with this." This was like the first time they'd responded to me as well, so I was so confused because I had obviously emailed them a few times prior to this, and then immediately the rescission came across, and this was back in June. So within like 2 days of being banned, the rescission came in. So the complaint was rescinded. Sorry. I then obviously I was like, oh, thank God! Like I'll get my account back. You see the response where Rico had actually spoken to Instagram, so they'd replied to Instagram's message and CC'd me on it, or replied with my name in it as well, so I can see that Instagram have said your account and content has been restored. So I was like, okay, brilliant. Now we're in October and I still don't have it back. So obviously Rico A, jumped the gun, and B, they never explained as to why I was actually banned other than copyright. But even still, obviously copyright, I'm a cosplayer, A. B, I stated clearly in my account that there's no affiliation to the band. My name is on there. So honestly, it absolutely blew my mind, and I just really got confused by it. And yeah, and that's basically where we are today. So, but no, it's yeah, it's just absolutely blowing my mind, and the fact that it's all done by AI as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually, for the people watching, we've spoken a little bit on Instagram before, obviously doing this. Meta it is all bots.
Yeah.
You can get through to a human. I've only experienced that on Facebook. I mean, my background before doing what I do as a job now is in the gaming industry. It's QA. And we've had countless issues when we've tried, to request certain things, or we need access to something, because you're basically talking to a robot, and if it doesn't understand, it's just going to spit like the same welcome message back to you or something like that. When they submitted the claim, did it give you, or did they copy you in or anything so you could see, or was it even visible on Instagram? When you go onto a page and click report, you've usually got to click a series of different things for it to submit. Did they actually disclose what they clicked, or?
Nope. I never got any explanation. So even still to this day, like, they've not explained what it was. So the only bit of detail that I did was, so again, obviously without naming anyone, I kind of got confirmation that it may have been. So there was all this speculation. So my account had like a Patreon page attached to it, where obviously it essentially I never actually really did anything with it. It was like one of those kind of spur of the moment things where I thought, okay, well, I'll set that up. Obviously it was all under Tokenseden, so there was no like links to Sleep Token on it. And there was like it was essentially for like behind the scenes stuff, and like, so what I was planning on doing was like posting videos on there so you get early access to it, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Typical things that content creators would do. And then there was obviously like the different tiers. Now, one of the tiers was you can I think it's after like being a Patreon for like 2 months, you essentially get a t-shirt that just says Tokenseden with a metal logo across the front of it. Now, I obviously got told that, it was the Patreon. So that's the only kind of, but that wasn't even from Rico. That wasn't from the management. It was for someone that works for management that they think that could be what caused it. Rico didn't confirm that. So I basically said to Rico, look, like, clearly there's been a mistake, because the Patreon was set up for these reasons. There's no like, and I said, I've only got like, I've barely even used it. I'm not posted since like March time, so I hadn't even used it, and I hadn't set it up to its full like sort of like content. So again, I obviously explained that to them, and they sort of understood that, and they said, "Oh, well." Effectively, they said there's clearly been a misunderstanding. Just to reiterate, we have rescinded the complaint with Instagram. They've confirmed that the content has been restored. I suggest you just wait patiently for it to be restored or whatever. Now, I then obviously said to myself, right, okay, so it should be within a couple of days. I looked on Google, all this sort of stuff, and it says the typical kind of restoration process is like 4 to 6 weeks or something. That time came around. I then messaged Rico again and said, look, like, still no like confirmation that my account's been restored. Even still to this day, when I log into it, it just says your appeal was submitted on the 9th of June. And that's it. And then obviously it just says log out at the bottom. But if I mean, even during this period, I've spoke to Meta, obviously on the verified chat on Facebook, Instagram. You can obviously actually talk to an actual person. Now, I've probably been in about in excess of 20 conversations about the same topic over and over again, and every single time you get a different answer. So I've had things ranging from your account's been permanently suspended due to copyright. You can now no longer have access to your account or whatever. I've had another one saying your account is still in the appeal process. I've had another one saying that basically they said that we can't help you because it's gone past the period where your account is out of, obviously, the time it takes to restore or something like that. But and then in my head I was like, okay, and I kept repeating myself. I've explained, and I even on that meta chat you can post screenshots with like proof and whatnot. And I said, look, here's proof that Instagram have stated that it's been restored, but I still don't have access to it. So maybe it's like a glitch or something like that. So now it's obviously resorted to me contacting solicitors and actually going through the legal process to affect, and that's going to cost me like thousands potentially to get my account back. And obviously it's all because of a misunderstanding on Rico's part. And like I said, even still to this day, Rico themselves have not given me an explanation as to what it was that I did. So I have, like you say, I have no idea whether it was the Patreon or not. I don't know. But even if it was that, I know it's a grey area because my account is obviously cosplay related to Sleep Token, and Patreon is like a subscriber thing. But it's still not, like, I'm not, do you know what I mean? They're subscribing to that to see cosplay content. I did other videos, like I did videos about, like, you know, when they were doing the Easter egg hunt kind of thing with all the different clues and all this sort of stuff. I was posting like videos on that and all this sort of stuff. So, do you know what I mean? I know it's a grey area, but still, it's not worth it. I don't think and feel like it infringes on any sort of copyright at all.
No, I mean, from my perspective on that, if anything, they'd strike the Patreon page. But
yeah, and remove it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you've just said yourself, the tiers specifically specified that it was merch relating to you. If you'd have listed, and even then, if you'd have gone out and say, for instance, you just bought a load of Sleep Token merch or something, which is kind of pointless because that doesn't really further your growth as a cosplayer and your kind of image and everything. I don't see where that infringes anything because you're entitled to make your own merch. The only way that it would is if you just put your name, your cosplay name, and then whack their logo on it, which you haven't done, clearly.
Yeah, no.
But even then...
I mean, obviously I wore like Sleep Token t-shirts, but
you're a fan. You're a fan of the band, so...
Yeah.
Like, it's, I mean, even like the you touched on before that, the tattoo artist, who's just, it seems to be if you make a little bit of noise in the right circles or at the right time with anything, I suppose. I mean, she looks to have got her account back, but I see when you said about you've been and spoken to Meta on a verified chat and stuff, and yes, they are, when you get through, eventually they are humans. They keep on giving you like the whole, oh, you've gone past the appeal process, or you haven't done this, or this has gone. And have they confirmed themselves from their side that has actually been rescinded?
No, they've not confirmed anything. Like, it's almost like every time you speak to a new agent, so to speak, it's a brand new case. You provide case numbers. So I provided the retraction number. I provided the rescission ID. So there's obviously like the original copyright complaint ID, and then there's like the retraction IDs. It's two separate things. You provide them with all the relevant information, and it's like they're reading off a script, so it might as well be a bot. So Meta, or Instagram Meta, whatever you want to say, they're the ones that are the most difficult at the moment to be dealing with. And I mean, I'm sure I can't remember the tattooist's account name, but I'm sure she's probably experiencing the same thing. Because like you say, it's like getting blood out of a stone. It's impossible to get hold of them.
Yeah.
Which is why I resorted to sending like letters literally explaining this is what's happened. This is proof that I've had it retracted. This is proof that you yourselves at Instagram have confirmed that it's been restored, yet I still have nothing. But I mean, without getting too deep, obviously, because the whole start of this journey was like, it was like a new project for me to kind of focus on, to like obviously help with like mental health, all this sort of stuff. It's almost like it's having the reverse effect. It's causing me even more stress, and it's not something I need to deal with. So, like I say, it's very bittersweet, but it's just so painful trying to get anything from them. Like Rico, they don't really. I don't think they help at all. They've done their part. Well, we've retracted the complaint, therefore that's all we can do at this stage. Is pretty much what they say. I mean, admittedly, they have responded to the original email where Instagram confirmed that it had been restored a few times, but even that is probably fallen into an inbox that's not even being read by anyone.
No. And the thing is, if you take this all the way back to the beginning as well, they have been told not to go after cosplayers, and they've still submitted a copyright claim against you. Yeah. And I
don't know whether so obviously, like I said, I've got friends who are obviously like within the community industry, whatever. And obviously, like I've spoken to management personally. And I don't know whether it was because of my account being banned that they had to effectively tell Rico to be like, look, don't go after cosplayers, don't go after tattoo artists, don't go after this person, that whatever. But it's almost like they've just been like, yeah, whatever, we'll do what we want. Because you've had tattoo artists been banned, you've had other content creators banned, but I'm not aware of any other cosplayers that have been banned. It's like I'm the only one. It's like I was used. I mean, like I said to you before we started going live, it's almost like I was used as almost an example, or like a martyr for the community or something, to be like, okay, we'll get rid of him. Everyone else can do what they want to do. But without obviously naming any other content creators, you've got quite a few other like cosplayers and stuff that are literally doing exactly the same content that I do that have not been touched. And if anything, some of them are even skirting the lines closer to copyright than I ever did, but they've not been touched, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's such a... I mean, with the copyright system itself as well, like, I know we were talking before, and this will be new to my viewers as well. I mean, I'm kind of in a privileged position work-wise now to be able to get some further advice on it. After speaking to a couple of people who basically deal with copyright as kind of that's what their job, they're qualified in it. I've spoken to them and provided my evidence and my forms that I got when I was dealing with Rico, and under what they seem to say and what should be. So there's in like the legal system and things, they said when it comes to copyright and it comes to intellectual property, there should be a specific way in which that report is filled in. So, for one, they aren't just allowed to come in and go, we're Sleep Token. Because you could go to someone else, you could go to one of your friends' cosplay accounts, click report and go, I'm Sleep Token.
Yeah.
And in the system, the way it is, I mean, obviously the social media networks are massively at fault here as well. Because there should be, I know there is with YouTube, so that's at the size you were on Instagram. If that happens to me on YouTube, there's more steps in place now, because obviously I'm not verified until I get to 100,000 subscribers. It used to be a lot less, but I can go and speak to YouTube in my back end of the studio if I ever need to.
Yeah.
You can't when you start. So they need to implement that for one. But what these guys have said is the way that they're submitting these claims. So just going in and going, we're Sleep Token, that's our logo, he's breached copyright. That is not a correct and legal way of submitting a copyright claim or a copyright infringement, if you like. The way they should do it is because Rico has on the bottom of their emails, at least from the ones I had, failure to comply with blah, 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 can result in legal whatever. Plus, they're in America, as far as I'm aware.
So
totally different jurisdiction. I mean, I can't see the Americans extraditing a cosplayer to sue them. Like, that would never happen. But
Yeah.
the way that it should officially be done is they should come in and go, we aren't Sleep Token, but we are, however, representing them, and here's our reference number, and here's our whatever, whatever, whatever. Because what that needs to have is if you turn around and go, well, fuck you, I'm not doing anything wrong, and again, massively overstating if they do take you to court or want to take you to court, from what I've been told, the minute that judge looks at that paperwork, he's going to go, well, are you Sleep Token? And they'll go, no, but we kind of work. Well, according to this, you are. So is it Sleep Token versus the person you're trying to sue, or is it Rico Management, or is it, you know, the guy's name that sends all the emails? Is it always the same guy? And if they can't answer that, then effectively what I have been told is that judge should be like, we'll come back when you've filed it properly and throw it straight out and award damages to the person that's been struck. Because it has no legs. So there's anyone, the way the social media networks and the way everything kind of works with that report button now, that would, just like I said before, would give me, you, anyone the chance. You could have, the scary thing is, you could have someone that is potentially jealous of your success, if you like, or of your follow account. They're up and coming and go, well, I could just go and say that I'm them and get him struck and he'll disappear, and then I've got the limelight. It's kind of worrying to think that that can happen. I would like to think that, I mean, I hope that they haven't really used you as an example. I mean, kind of my personal thing is what I would say to you is, as much as it's hard not to let it get you down, you are, dude, you are super talented at what you do. Like, I looked at some of them pictures and I couldn't tell the difference.
It's like you say, it's a lot of I mean, I know obviously, like in terms of pictures and stuff, obviously it's a lot of editing and whatever, but like I've always said, the whole point of cosplay is to try and look as unique as you can. But then obviously with doing that, you face so many battles with copyright and stuff, which just doesn't seem right. But I mean, in terms of that, though, I think, as far as I'm aware, I know Slipknot faced it back in the day, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think
like
it was,
people like their masks and stuff as well.
Wasn't that Rico as well?
Probably. I mean, if you search Rico on Google, they go back years, like 20 plus years, which is crazy.
Yeah, it started with, as far as I could find, it was these used to strike Tool reactions.
Yeah.
And there's a whole Reddit page. I mean, I might even link that in the description for people that I mean, I'm guessing everyone into this kind of music will have heard of the band Tool at some point, but if not, there's a whole Reddit thread of people like yourselves, like even like me, who's got like evidence back to say, oh, we're sorry. Like, even down to the point of back in the day where members of Tool were commenting saying, we love this, like, why is this being, you know, a problem? Why? Because I've spoken to, with what I do, I speak to countless bands. I've spoken to the little underground bands, and I'm super lucky, privileged, whatever, to be able to speak to some of the biggest bands in the world as well. And every one of them say the same thing. You, for us, are free promotion, for free marketing. You know, you've got the smaller underground bands, the likes of, like, you know, The City Is Ours, Listel, for instance. I'm friends with them. They say, like, you know, for us to do some kind of advertisement like that, whether it be like a magazine, or for us to go and, you know, get an interview done, or for someone just to listen to our music, you're talking like thousands upon thousands of pounds, where you're a fan first, which is what I always try and put across. I'm a fan of the music first, so I've got, like, you know, a knowledge and kind of, that's what I listen to. But then, with the way our platforms are growing now, and my channel boomed during lockdown, that band can get their music in front of people now with such big audiences for free in the majority of cases. I've never ever charged for a reaction. Only Patreon for like skipping queues and things, which is a very rare occurrence. But I like the fact now that what I do, and I'm kind of what you're doing as well, because you started before the true boom, like you were talking before. I like to think that we're kind of a part of that band's growth. And without fans, that, you know, it's horrible to say, but if, you know, if everyone stopped listening to Sleep Token tomorrow, which of course isn't going to happen, but if everyone went, they ain't going to sell any more albums, they ain't going to sell out stadiums. Like, fans are the band, and that's what this company just don't seem to realise.
No, I know. Like you just touched on there, like part of the band's growth and stuff. Like even so, there's obviously like within like the community the Sleep Token community as a whole, like Feathered Host and House Viridian, those two pages on Instagram both had me as a close friend. So when it comes up as the green thing, to obviously post, like to repost stuff, because they know that as soon as, oh my god, House Viridian, like blah blah blah, like you're gonna repost it at the end of the day. But with me, what a lot of people, like all people would ever see, right, is they see a cosplayer or a content creator and they see the number of followers they have and think, wow, that's like, it's just like this whole thing in your head. You think, oh, he's got like 40,000 followers, he's got like 90,000 followers, whatever. Like to them, that's a lot of people. I mean, if you put 90,000 people in a football stadium and you're stood in front of everyone, you think, shit, that is a lot. But to me, I'm not sure about yourself, but I literally am just like just a normal guy. Do you know what I mean? Like that's all I see myself as. But to some others, people don't like Rico won't ever seem to like realize that to others, people see you as like almost like a celebrity, basically, when you're not really. I mean, I've got one of my close friends who's actually been helping me with like this whole like situation and whatever. She said that when she first met me, obviously she followed me on TikTok and stuff, but I've met her a few times in person, and she said, oh, my kids see you like a celebrity. And I'm like, trust me, I'm not. I'm just like a normal person, like a normal guy. But you're not only, so like with the community, all I ever tried to do was like, because in my head I was like, I don't deserve this platform. Like all I've done is just tried to have fun with it, post like goofy videos. Obviously it's appreciated and whatnot. So I would always collaborate with other people to like give people like the audience, because when you collaborate, obviously it gets shared between audiences. So I would just always do that, and anyone that's like close to me knows that I would do absolutely anything. If someone messaged me and was like, oh, hi, I'm starting cosplay, blah blah blah, I'd give them tips straight away. I'd tell them what paint to wear, I'd tell them where to get this part of the outfit, I'd tell them where to do this, do that, whatever. And I'd always try and help anyone. So if you strip back everything, you just go back to that person as a whole, and you don't seem to understand that like you're not just messing with like an account, it's that person's livelihood and that person's lives and all the people that follow them and whatever as well. And it's so, yeah, obviously the whole copyright thing comes into play, whatever, but in this instance there's a lot of like, to me it just seems like it's almost like you say, they made a mistake, they admitted that. But to me, it's almost like they, like you said, they were just trying to like flex their muscles almost, and it just, do you know what I mean? And that's how I see it as. And but again, when you look at someone's account and you see that number, there are a lot of people out there as well that may look at that and think, oh, I'm jealous or I'm envious, so to speak, and then you don't know. So like, I mean, I know that obviously, if you go back to when I first started, I would see, oh, right, I've got 1,000 followers. Wow, that's quite a lot. And then you just keep going and going and going. But your mindset never changes for me. Like my mindset never changed. As like, so to me, it was like I'd go on there and I'd be like, oh, I've got 90,000 followers, whatever. That's like, I don't deserve that. So I'm going to try as much as I can to help like everyone I can. And that's one thing that if I don't get my account back, that's one thing that I hope people remember me for, is like trying to help others and like obviously push as much advice and push as much like creativity as I can out there. And when I've got in situations before where within like the actual community, there's, I mean, I know you'll understand it, but there's a lot of like, if you're going to use someone else for inspiration, like blatantly, or use another person's like, I don't know, like whole concept of a video, the polite thing is to credit that person. Just because it's just like common like courtesy, really, isn't it? But there was a lot of people that, so like, I'm not going to name anyone, but there was this one instance where I commented on a video because one of my friends, their sound got stolen that they'd created. So it was around the time when the when the piano sheets came out for Even in Arcadia, when that came out, and someone basically used that sound where they'd done it on a piano, they'd created it and whatnot, and they basically took credit for it. So someone showed me that, and I was like, right, okay, well, obviously because like I've got quite a bit of a following, you kind of hold a little bit of weight. I was like, right, I'll just sort of comment on this and say, oh, hi, so and so. The polite thing to do would be to credit this person. I know you're on a new account and whatnot, but that's like the common courtesy. I'm just basically giving advice, right? I know a lot of things can be like like you can read a comment and you can misread it, whatever.
Yeah.
But and like you say, anyone that knows me knows that I was just trying to help and give advice. If I fast forward a little bit, this person obviously blocked me, blocked my friend, still took credit for it. And then lo and behold, now they've actually got quite a big following. And it just, do you know what I mean? And it kind of just thinks like, for me, I'd like break my back trying to help people and whatnot. And then you get other people that are genuinely trying to do it for like their own selfish reasons. And it's like, obviously being like a content creator and stuff, like it is like, I suppose it just boils down to like, how you say, whatever reason you're doing it for. But yeah, kind of went off on a bit of a tangent.
I mean, just to kind of like to echo what you've just said, it makes me respect you as a person even more now, because I started this channel just to enjoy music. A lot of people who watch me know that this is not my first channel. We were talking before, I had a business reviewing e-cigarettes, and that was where my kind of thing came from on YouTube. Obviously we were talking about Truant. People remember Truant. Still my inspiration to starting this channel. And if there's one piece of advice that I could give to anybody, whether you're starting reaction videos tomorrow, whether you're doing not even reaction videos, but anything content wise, so cosplay, gaming or anything on YouTube, Twitch, whatever you're gonna do, it is always be yourself. Stick to who you are as a person, because people will see through it so quickly. I understand some people on Twitch and stuff, they have a streaming persona and that's them whilst alive, and I've got a problem with that. I watch some of them and they're hilarious, but if you're doing like this kind of what I do, and you're commenting on things or you're giving your opinion on things and you'll become part of communities, like if someone said to me, but it's nearly 6 years ago now, you'll hit 40,000 subscribers, I'd have gone, okay, whatever. And you were right in what you say. Like, I go to gigs and people act towards you like they would if the band just walked past, and it's kind of like, I am just a guy that swears a lot and listens to metal on YouTube. Like, you want a photo with me means more to me personally than it probably does to that person. Exactly. Because I'm a random guy that sits at home, makes a video, and I always, like, I've said this in quite a few videos, like, we have our PC setups and stuff. I don't see what happens when it goes to that side of the screen. So to meet people and them go, absolutely love what you do, it's never going to get boring. I'm never not going to appreciate them people. And I think, and my fiance as well, she said this to me in the past, the moment you become that person that turns around, obviously, I always say if I'm having something to eat or something like that, if it was out in the world, whatever, like at a festival, that is kind of special time. I need to eat, and then I'll give you all the time in the world. But the minute you become that person, and if someone comes over and says, can I get a photo, and you go, no, or you go, 20 quid, like, I know, again, not naming names, but people do, then you've lost what you've started for. Your integrity's gone. That's it. So if you moving forward, never ever change that, because it's something. No. People will love it. And I think one of the nicest comments I've got from people at gigs, and you probably have yourself, like you said before, from people, is when they meet you and you go, you're exactly as I thought you'd be. Or like, and I always joke with people saying I'm actually worse in person because I ain't got to worry about getting banned. So like, it's that whole thing. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'd be in exactly the same position. I've grown to have some of the closest people in my life now are through YouTube. Some of the relationships I've made with labels, with bands, with management. Like, I've been to, when I got the Parkway Drive tickets, they just sent me them for doing an album reaction, and I was sat with other famous people. And to see, like, Sam from Architects was one of them. He just went, "Oh, how you doing, Chris?" And I'm like, "What is going on? How do you?
Yeah.
I am meant to be the fan. Like, what? It's something that you'll
does
never
blow
replace."
your mind. Yeah.
So I think, if, from my perspective anyway, you've definitely got the right kind of attitude for it.
It's the only way to be. I mean, if you go in life, you go around in life like, I mean, I know a lot of people do it because they're not comfortable with this sort of stuff. But if you can be yourself and people see that and they see that you're true to yourself, like, that's exactly why I started doing the sort of content I did, because that is me as a person. Like, you ask my partner, she's just, yeah, that's exactly like him. Do you know what I mean? And that obviously but as well, like, when I was creating content and stuff, it just comes naturally to you. It's almost easy to do because that is just who you are.
Yep.
And if, like you say, if people see that, they respect you more, they appreciate you more and whatnot. So when I do meet people, like, I'm sure I'll meet people at Comic-Con, like, over the weekend and whatnot. And it, like, for example, I went to Comic-Con last year, and this one guy was like, I saw him on the Sunday at like 3 p.m. Bearing in mind you've got Saturday and the Friday as well. He goes, "I've been looking for you all." He's like, first of all, he's like shouting, "Token, Token," like this. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, where's that coming from? This big dude like towering above me. I'm just stood there like, "You're right, mate." And he goes, "Yeah, I've been looking for you all weekend." And I was like, "Oh, have you?" Like that. I said, "You should have messaged me." And he goes, "Oh, I did. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate." Like, obviously, like, I'm trying not to go on my phone too much, so obviously, but obviously with the whole like Sleep Token like cosplay and stuff, I'm not getting stopped for me, I'm getting stopped because of what I look like. But then some people do meet me and they're like, "Oh, I just wanted to meet you because I love how you come across." So there's obviously the two sides to it, but no, it is very, very wholesome. And even like I said, even if I don't get my account back, obviously I'll still like do stuff on my current one and whatever, but I wouldn't change the experiences I've had and the people I've met and all that sort of stuff. Because like, there's like, I've still got my Discord server, which I started like because people wanted to like be part of a community where they could still like be around me type thing. Like, all of my moderators are like my closest friends, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, even last night we were playing Dead by Daylight, just like going around, just like obviously playing like Michael Myers and all this sort of stuff, and it's like the most best time. So yeah, I mean, I know, like you said, you go to like shows and you sat next to like Sam from Architects or whatever. Like, I've never reached that level because unfortunately, like, cosplay, you don't really see many celebrities. But yeah, no, it's like you say, I have met some really cool people like at the listening party. Like, I'm sure you can imagine who's there, but I won't name any people's names and stuff. But it was amazing, and like you say, I wouldn't change it for the world. So
I mean,
it's just sad what's happened, really.
That was probably an interesting thing because, I mean, I applied to go to one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I was not one of those people that was like, I should be getting invited and all this. Like, if I had been invited, I'd have been completely blown away. But what was that like from like the perspective of just like, because I know obviously you're a fan of the band as well, but being there for something, I thought that was a really cool idea what they did. But just to be there, what was that like?
To be honest, it was such a. So I don't know if you've seen any pictures of it. It was such a surreal experience. So the actual location for it was the in the name of, is it In the Name of My Father by President, the music video where the two ladies are dancing around. It was actually in that hall, the exact same hall. So obviously I had to travel up to Cardiff. So I went all the way up to Cardiff, like drove after work. Drove for like fucking 3 hours there, 3 hours back. Sat in there for about 2 hours, but we just turned up at this undisclosed location. Walked in there. It was so strange though because like there was all these people that I recognised from like obviously like Sleep Tokens management team, all this sort of stuff, just dotted around, like just as normal people, like just blended in. It was like, this is so surreal. Like, so obviously I turned up. obviously, like I said, recognise a few people. Like you walked in, obviously you get given. I've got it on this board actually. I can show you. There's a wristband. It's here. So we got given this bit dusty, but so these are all sat on our seats. So it's like the little I don't know if the mirror, the screen might be flipped, but it basically just says even in Arcadia, and it's got the date of the listening party on it. Obviously, it's got the track list, and then it's just got the album artwork on the back of it.
Yeah.
And then on my pinboard up there, I've got like loads of different bits that I've obviously collected and whatever. I've got like it's like a golden wristband. You know them like wristbands you get from like Download and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's one of them that says like Sony RCA on it, and it's got like Sleep Token and then a date on it as well, which is quite cool. So obviously you get given that. You get free drinks. There's like this big like snack bar. There's all like olives, crackers, cheese, all that sort of stuff laid out. And then one of the RCA representatives came out and just sort of, it was so strange because everyone just went dead quiet and no one said it. Like they didn't even say a thing. So everyone was obviously eagerly anticipating it. Said, "Oh, like guys, come on through now," like and whatnot. They said, "Just take a seat." Obviously, all walked in. It was just 2 rows on either side with a big like red carpet in the middle. Right at the back was a big like statue of the flamingo, which everyone calls Jerry, obviously.
Jerry, yeah.
And there was just like speakers and all the pillars and whatnot. And we just sat down. And then it was just basically like from I can't remember the exact track order, but from obviously it started with Look to Windward. But like, did you go to Download Festival?
No, I was trying, but no.
So obviously, I'm sure you've seen like some of the footage and whatnot. But you know when the big curtains up and they're playing like wind, so they're playing like a wind noise. That was playing when we walked in, and we were like, "Oh, this is spooky!" Like, so obviously we walked in, that was playing, and then all of a sudden it started with Look to Windward and just went through the track list, and then afterwards, but those just to backtrack a bit, basically the RCA reps did say beforehand, "Please, no one take any pictures or videos." So we were like, "Okay, cool." Adam Rossi was there, obviously taking pictures, all this sort of stuff. So he posted stuff to, I think it was Kerrang maybe, or no, Rock Sound, I think it was. He had an article basically from the listening party, and then there was a video he was posting and stuff. So obviously because he was taking pictures, and obviously because of the people that were there, no one was allowed to. And then afterwards, they did say, "Okay, you can take pictures of the setup, all this sort of stuff." So I obviously posted a little like kind of vlog, I guess you can call it, of like my trip up there, and obviously I explained my experience and whatnot. And then that's when the legend Andy obviously commented on my post and was like, "Oh, it's lovely to meet you," and whatnot. And it's so, do you know what I mean? It was so surreal, like just being there and whatnot. And I just thought to myself, like, it was just one of them moments where, like I said earlier, I wouldn't change it for the world. But it was so strange because you're all sat facing forward, but you're not even looking at anything. You're just looking at Jerry. You're just looking at Jerry, just listening to the album. But yeah, that was pretty much the experience. And then walked back to the car and then drove home and was just sort of wanting to play the album in my car on the way home, but it wasn't released yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it was a really cool experience, but I mean, it was nice to see. Obviously, I've got like a few souvenirs from it as well, which is cool. So,
well, yeah, like you were saying before, that's another kind of thing that you. I mean, I don't know. He probably wasn't it? You know, you were invited because of the cosplay, and this is one of the things that I wanted to touch on anyway. If the management, the band, the label, anybody else had such an issue that they didn't, even if like people, because the people are saying, are they instructing Rico or something? I'm pretty sure if they had an issue with what you were doing, they wouldn't be inviting you to basically inside their industry events. Like, it wouldn't be there's people that are employed to keep an eye on that kind of thing, and they would be like, yeah, don't have him in here. Like, you know, we don't like what he's doing. And I'm pretty sure if the band had an issue, they'd be like, well, he's not hearing our new album before anybody else. So, this is where I've always had the opinion of the band. I mean, we obviously know that the band don't have an issue. the management company clearly don't have an issue. The label won't have an issue because the management company won't have told them anything. Or if the label discovered something, they'd be like, oh, no, we know that guy's cool, don't worry, we're all good with that.
Yeah.
Why would they then employ a third-party copyright company to strike someone? It makes zero sense. That's what makes me think that at one point, possibly they were working with them because, you know, I have an idea of roughly how much goes on a label, and a band of that size, it must be just non-stop 24/7. So maybe being able to outsource that kind of stuff and protect what is their baby and probably will always be their baby with the size of them.
Yeah.
I get to a point, but RCA are not a small label, like you said, the Sony. Like, they have unlimited legal funds, unlimited people that they could just go and employ themselves, and probably already do have that anyway, to just go, we'll do it in-house. They don't need this third-party company with a really shady website that doesn't really seem to have any presence. You go on the Facebook page, it hasn't been updated since 2014, I think. Like, there's nothing that says this is what we do. Because I've even had the website checked out, and, you know, a solicitor actually said, why don't they even advertise what they do as a service? How are they getting business? Like, you know,
I know, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You don't just have a login screen for your site, or I could understand the members area and having an account and being a client and whatever else, but a dog as the image and that's it.
Yeah, I saw that picture. Yeah. But for what Sleep Token are doing as a band, and obviously, like I said earlier, where they effectively used but like, I mean, I guess that is the word used, the fan base to effectively tease and like talk about and whatnot for the new album.
Yeah.
You think, right, okay, the last thing they're going to want is to essentially screw the fan base over. So, and like you say, going to the listening party, all this sort of stuff, it just doesn't, there's no way on any sort of planet it makes sense. So, and like they're a band. People are going to get band tattoos. People are going to, like, obviously, Vessel is a character, and he's telling a story of like the comic book, and I've got the Teeth of God comic book and whatnot. Like they're doing all these things that not necessarily the average band would do, I suppose.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah.
And like, this is what I was saying to, like, obviously, like I posted a video saying to like my followers and that before, like, the Sleep Token, they're doing stuff that you'd never, it's just so like different, and that's why everyone loved them, that they speak to the fan base in so many different ways without even having a voice, except for the songs. Do you know what I mean? It's so so yeah, like I said, the last thing that they're going to want to do is screw anyone over, and I think that that's why having Rico is a very, very dangerous thing for them as a band, because it's like you say, people are going to see that, oh, copyright, oh, why have Sleep Token banned this person? Why is it, like, Rico, this like hidden agency that are effectively tarnishing them with a very, very bad brush, and it's not something they want to be affiliated with, from my personal opinion.
It's one of the things I've tried to do as well in groups, because I've had a lot of people have that opinion, and they take it as it's the band personally attacking the fan base. And
it's not.
I've seen the usual posts of, well, fuck this band, you know, what are they? And it's not them. It truly is not them. And for people that, you know, obviously I've learned so much from doing this kind of content and the way the industry works and things, but if it was them, it wouldn't be the way Rico are submitting these claims. It would be management. There'd be, because of the size of them now, that it's undoubtedly that you'd have some form of post, or the way the tour team are so open at gigs and things, something would be announced, that there'd be a post made of, look, we don't really like this, thank you, but don't do that if you can help it. And obviously everyone's not going to listen, but I don't know why, and I can't ever imagine why a band the band themselves are probably blown away by how big they are, because they went from being small, medium,
such a short space of time,
to just like one of the biggest bands in the world. It would be career suicide, basically, to do what people think they're doing. You may as well just shoot yourself in the foot and go, right, we shouldn't really make music anymore, because anyone that alienates their own fan base, like, they're not gonna progress any further. So for people watching this, or for anyone who might come across it, trust me, it is not the band, and it is not the management company. They actually like and appreciate and support cosplayers, tattoo artists. I mean, people have seen mine already. I've already got the Take Me Back to Eden vessel as a tattoo. And the example I used... Well, the example I used, I mean, mine's actually covered up with a death bat. I just hated Avenged in the end and was like, just stick a vessel over it. I used a couple of examples. So, yes, it's copyrighted. That logo is copyrighted. It has to be because of the size of the band. You would get people running off like the Temu sellers and just cashing in if it wasn't. And there'd be no way to enforce it. When it comes to tattoos and that side of things, you don't see companies, and I used to do today, like I was just looking around. I mean, I've got a can here. You don't see Monster, because people do have Monster tattoos, submitting copyright claims and striking their photos. And for me personally, from where I'm from, I use the example of, you don't see Liverpool Football Club having a problem with people getting their badge and their logo or the liver bird. And to put that into perspective, okay, RCA Records are a multi-billion-dollar label, but Liverpool Football Club as an entity is probably worth 10 times as much as any of that could possibly be, and they don't have an issue. So it's in a form of what it is. People, they like the tattoos, it's bodywork, it's expression and things like that, but when you cut it right down to what it is, it's promotion and marketing for free, or when the fans pay for the tattoo and the club or the band or whoever it is reap the rewards. It's always been a thing. I'm pretty sure people were getting, well, obviously they were. Tattoos are ancient. I don't think I've ever seen another band have a problem with tattoos. They just don't. And when it comes to your kind of thing, cosplay, people say the best, but is it the whole word is the best form of something is like flattery, whatever. I can't remember the exact thing.
The best form of imitation is flattery,
yeah. So because I've had a similar experience. When I see people wearing my merch, like I go like, oh my god, I thank you, you've bought a hoodie. Surely Vessel must sit there and go, people are dressing and trying to, make content out of my creation. And surely that's got to mean something to him.
100%, yeah. You think, I mean, going back to like the copyright thing, I don't know if you remember, but I think it was when 2 was releasing his drum thing, he had an issue of copyright, and it's his music.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure that came down to Rico as well, because like I say, it's copyrighted, so work that one out. But it's just that AI thing. Like, I think they need to manage it a lot better. Like, if they are going to still go down this route, they need to manage it a lot better, because if they've been given explicit instructions, they're still doing exactly what they've been told not to do.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all we can hope for is hopefully it gets to it. I mean, your account was, like you said, you were kind of the first and the only kind of account that we can think of the cosplay kind of style, and you had a large audience. The tattoo artist now, that tattoo artist has managed to get quite a lot of attention and quite a lot of noise, like, kind of raised to the fact that Enemy are posting. I think she had about 10,000 maybe, something like that. And it was a business page that she'd obviously built up over the years and stuff. Like, I think right now, especially because when we were talking, is a good time to potentially get something done about it, because she just got it in the right groups, got it in front of the right people, and fair play to her, because she wasn't really involved in the community as much as some people are, like yourself and things.
Yeah.
For NME and Kerrang and that kind of publications to pick it up, and their following, and then the management getting involved, I just hope now that they might go, right, it's about time something gets done about this, because all it's going to do in the long run is make the band look bad, and that, unfortunately, but when you look at it from the music industry perspective, hurts RCA's bottom line, and they aren't going to want that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 100%.
But
I mean, I've seen it in loads of posts where people are saying, "Oh, Sleep Token need to stop this." Like, they're blaming Sleep Token outright, and I'm like, it's not them.
No.
But it's like beating a dead horse. You can't say it because you say it to so many people, and do you know what I mean? It's all people are going to see is that you got the band, and then you've got someone's account being taken away. They're not going to look at the middle.
No.
They're going to go from both sides, and they're going to go, right, okay, well, that's the ban. This person's been banned because of the ban. Like, that's all they're going to see it as.
I mean, it's the same as having them idiots that I still get them, probably not so much now, but I could probably say once or twice a month, someone will just send me a message on Instagram and it comes up as a request. I'll look at it, and it's just the names, and I'm like, why? Why are you still doing this? Like, it's pathetic. I mean, it's unfortunate that not more can be done about that, really, because I think if someone was prosecuted or charged, but then again, that's a grey area with law because they technically are those people, but then not on stage. That you can't say like, oh, we're going to put you in prison for saying that that's his name when it is, but it's not. So, but I mean, you'll get idiots in every circle. There's you've even got to look at the whole president thing right now. Everyone knows who that is, but
within like a day,
yeah. Like I started hiding them, and I thought there's no point in the end. Yes, I know who it is. I found out way before probably a lot of people did. I mean, you've only got to listen and you go, if you were around.
I was going to say, let's be honest, before it even got leaked who it was, the second you heard that man's voice, you would have known exactly who it was.
But
they did Masked Singer, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knew who that was just then. So,
but it's the same of the comments. Just come on and go, the vocalist or president, or we all know who it is. You haven't got to come on and be like, name drop. Oh, by the way, it's this person. We know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I would like to think that you would possibly get your account back. If not, I would hope that a lot of people that potentially see this. I mean, you know, I'll put links and stuff in the descriptions for your new channels, but
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. But like I was saying, if this video even raises a little bit of awareness and potentially helps anyone else, that's all I care about. Like, I just wanted to share my story and explain that, like, it needs to be stopped because I know obviously, like, the whole copyright thing is a grey area, but they're banning people for the wrong reasons. Like, there are people that are genuinely, like, making a living by like using the band's image. That's fine, get rid of them, that's fine, but I wasn't making a living, and still to this day, as much as people saw my following, I never made a single penny from Instagram whatsoever. Like, even like TikTok, obviously TikTok lives, you get like gifts here and there and whatnot, but that's a separate like thing completely. You're literally gifting that creator the money because of whatever reasons, but that's where I kind of stand on it, is that like they are banning people for the wrong reasons, and like a tattoo artist, if that literally is her livelihood, that's a massive thing. Like, cosplay is a hobby at the end of the day. Like, I did it as a hobby. Like, I work full time. It's completely separate to like my cosplay. That was just a hobby. It was something I used to do for fun. Enjoyed every second of it. So. I mean, admittedly, it's not as bad as like you say, a tattooist having their entire livelihood taken away because she now has to start again from scratch, and she would have had no forewarning. If it was anything like me, she would have had no forewarning and probably didn't even have an explanation as to why she got banned either.
Yeah, it was just, I think she shared the screenshot. It was exactly the same as yours. It just said that the page had been suspended due to a copyright. Yeah,
that's what I mean. But like me, so that's something I didn't explain earlier, actually, is that when I mean, you may already know, but when a copyright form is filed, right, Rico will get the correspondence from Instagram, so you don't get anything. If you are banned by Instagram directly, you will get an email directly in your inbox explaining what you've done. You've gone against this, you've been banned, right? If you have a copyright file claim, you get left out of the loop completely. You've got no idea what's happened. So the rug gets completely pulled out of you, and you wake up one morning and think, what the hell's going on? And you don't get an explanation, and you have to search for answers. I mean, still to this day, I'm still searching for answers now, but no idea. Because as far as I was aware, and I'm sure the same goes for the tattoo artist, I had 0 strikes on my account. I had no like forewarning of anything, but the automated email when I appealed to Instagram was, you've been warned multiple times, you've had multiple strikes, this, that, whatever. But even on Instagram, you can do the health check thing, and you can see if you've got any strikes, you can see if you've got any restrictions, and I had nothing.
Yeah.
So if I did, common sense tells you you'd do something about it and change it, but there isn't. So yeah, it's a crazy thing.
No, well, I mean, like you nailed it, to be fair. I mean, I hope this does kind of raise some more awareness and also get you some followers back as well. And people who might not have ever seen your work. I mean, what your handle now on Instagram? What is it now?
It's just Tokenseden cosplay. So it was Tokenseden official before. I'll actually, if you don't mind me saying, right, I just need to explain the whole official thing, right? And you know how you were kind of commenting before about if you were at like a show, someone would come up to you and like whilst you were eating or whatever, and like you're just like, right, that's my time, blah blah blah. So I had to put official because people were literally stealing my pictures, stealing my videos, stealing all my content and whatnot. But a lot of people were essentially accusing me of trying to like live off of the band's hype by putting official next to it. But when you get to a certain level of following, you have to kind of claim that is mine. Like, this is my official account. I don't have any other account. I'm not affiliated to the band, but this is my official cosplay account because there were I don't know if you were made aware of, like, there was all these pages like pretending to be Vessel and pretending to be 2 and 3 and all this sort of stuff, messaging people saying, hi, I'm Vessel, like, I'm glad you're a fan of mine, all this sort of stuff. People were using my content and my images for that. And I was like, I don't want to be used as some sort of little bait, like Nigerian scam or whatever it is. Like, and I didn't want to be associated with that. So you have to protect yourself. But people always saw the official and think, okay, that's like, oh, you're just trying to be like you're trying to be the band, all this sort of stuff. And it was nothing like that. So yeah, but
it's crazy because I would understand why you would do that. And a lot of people, I think, as well, would understand. I mean, you're never going to please everyone, are you? But you got to that size where you, like you said, you have to declare and you have to say, like, this is me, this is my content, a watermark it or whatever. I mean, I've actually had a couple of those messages, and it's just like, you're not. Trust me, I know the email addresses that they come from, and that's not one of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love the meme side of things that come out of it, though, when it was just like, hi, I'm Vessel, send me $10 for fuel. Like, this, them ones are great.
Yeah. But it's like, hi, I'm Versal. Like worship or something like that. It's just daft as hell. Yeah.
I think that the meme ones are funny, and I guess the band probably think they're hysterical as well. But like, I think to kind of wrap this up, I mean, massive thanks for the time. You took the time to sit
welcome.
down. And,
appreciate it.
If I can, like, I'm very much, I think, I'd like to think we're pretty similar. I like to help people out, and if that's why I said the floor is yours kind of deal. My audience has got quite a large Sleep Token following. If a lot of people didn't know that you'd been banned, as much as it's pretty well known, then the new account's there. I'll link them all in the description. Go and give them a follow again. I mean, I'm not just saying it. When I first discovered your work and some of the latest stuff, it's unbelievable. You are so good at what you do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So hopefully, I mean, the account, it's an issue. I would like to think, don't give up on it. You never know what's around the corner kind of deal. It could just blow up and be even bigger, and then maybe in a couple of months' time you sat there going, damn, like, I got to that, but you never know. Like, it's happened to me. I've sat there and gone, like, how do I have that following? It works in crazy ways, but hopefully Rico gets some well-deserved karma, or something gets done, or the law gets changed, or even a post from a big, it doesn't have to be RCA, it could be anyone, to say, look, they're not working with us, it's not us, it's not our artists, whatever. Or the social media platforms introduce anyone being able to actually speak to a person, or even just a case of the first bit of contact is, like, for instance, you could prove that there's no issue, so you could upload that and go, well, look, the actual person they're claiming to be doesn't have a problem with it, so therefore it's not enforceable. Something like that. Or just, you know, if they have retracted the claim and Instagram have gone, well, you should have got your account back, then give you your account back. But it's...
I've had all the correspondence. Like, it's crazy how it's still taking this long, but yeah.
I suppose it would be hard. I'd be heartbroken again if my channel was to be suspended like yours, but I'm one of those people as well that kind of never says, oh, well, I'll fight it. I've got people now that I could go through it. And if I can help anyone, like you said before, I believe that giving back and helping people and, you know, being just a genuine nice person, and there's some nice people left in this world. If I can help anyone, whether it be yourself, the tattoo artist, I mean, I've sent a couple of messages for people and said I'll try and find out if I can. I mean, I have to be careful and protect myself. Obviously, you the same with identities and things, but I can say I can speak to such and such a person, and then if anything happens, then don't worry about it. I'm glad I could help. But yeah, just a massive thank you for coming on. Hopefully this does raise some awareness. I'll put all your links and everything in the description so people can come and check it out and stuff. But yeah, just keep doing what you were doing, mate. Keep doing the comedy stuff. It's brilliant.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Right. Well, yeah, everyone, thank you very much for watching. And again, thanks for coming on and joining me. And I'll see you all on the next video. Take care. Bye for now.